the singing budgeter, and I'm so glad we have this time together. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm a singer-actor here in Orlando, Florida, and I'm on a journey to becoming debt-free. So this video is going to be a weekly checkup on my first paycheck in the month of August. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is I want to hold myself accountable for my budget, and the only way to do that is to periodically check in to make sure that I'm following through with what I put down on paper, because if you don't, then what's the point of budgeting, right? So if that interests you, stick around and let's get started. All right, so first and foremost, I'm hoping everyone has had a wonderful week. It has been extremely hot here in Florida, so I'm very thankful for air conditioning and being inside right now. I know the rest of the country is probably feeling similarly, but the heat index today was 122 degrees, so yeah, it was really hot out. But other than that, I hope everyone's having a great week. It was a great week here for my paycheck and my budgeting. So let's dive into my checkup. As for income, I had a couple of different streams of revenue this month. I had my full-time job. I had my side hustle, which is church choir. And then last, I had my Bank of America cash back with my credit card. So I budgeted about $1,400, as you can see, for the week. I was actually able to work a little bit of overtime this week. So instead of $922.31, I actually made $1,094.51, which is great. And then for my other two, I budgeted correctly. I received $450 from church choir and $53.15 from my Bank of America cash back. All right, so let's move down to my debts and expenses. And as you can see, I didn't budget anything this week for debt because my mortgage is taken out the very first of the month, and that was covered by the very last paycheck in July. And then my Bank of America credit card is due on the 17th. So I didn't have to budget for it this week, so it is completely blank, which is just fine with me. All right, so then let's move down to my bills. And as you can see, I paid all of my bills for the week, and they were the exact amounts that I had budgeted for. And isn't it so satisfying when you check off that you've paid something? I don't know about you, but I find it very satisfying. All right, so then let's move down from my bills to my cash envelopes. So before I show you what I actually spent in my cash envelopes, I want to go over to my expense tracker and show you how I track my cash envelopes. So I know normally with cash envelopes, there's a little slip that people have in there that they fill out, what they spend to keep track of their money that way. But for me, it's easier just to do everything on numbers. That way there's a digital copy of it. I don't know, it just works better for my brain. All right, so let's go over to the expense tracker. And as you can see, I have all the different categories of my cash envelopes: my groceries, eating out, car, miscellaneous, and fun money. And then I start with the balance that I'm budgeting for the entire month. And then when an entry goes in, it is deducted from my original balance. So I was pretty good this week. I basically hit the mark in all of my different cash envelopes and actually didn't end up spending the entire amount. So let's put that in now. So let's go back to the paycheck for the week. All right, so for groceries, I spent $95.47. And then for eating out, I spent $100. Now, I know I said in my last video that I felt like $100 for each category was a little high, and this was kind of going to be an experiment to see if I actually spent that much money. Now, I had some social gatherings this week that caused me to spend a little bit more than I probably was going to, but for now, I think I'm going to keep my budget at $100 for groceries and eating out just because that's where I kind of fell this week. So if it ends up being less on a on a weekly basis. Then I will adjust my cash envelope budget, but for now I'm going to stick with $100 for each. All right, and then for my car, I had gas and my car insurance that was due this week, so I budgeted $650. And thankfully, I didn't spend all of that. I spent $638.13. And it is always lovely to save a little bit of money in your cash envelopes. All right, and then for fun money, I spent all of my $50. As I said, I had a couple of social gatherings this week, and I spent money. But you budgeted for it, so at least you knew that money was going to be going out of your account. All right, and then last we had miscellaneous, and that came to $49.64. So in total, I budgeted $950, but I actually spent $933.24. So we saved a little bit of money this week, so that is going to roll over into next week's budget. And as I said, anything that's left over at the end of the month is going straight towards my debt, which is going to be my credit card. But I don't put any of that money towards my debt until the very end of the month, just in case there's anything that's unexpected that comes up. You have the money to take care of it in the moment. That way you don't have to pull money out of savings. All right, and then let's go down to the sinking funds. As you can see, there's nothing for sinking funds this week. As I said in my previous video, I do a zero-based budget, which means every dollar that I make is allocated to a certain task. And unfortunately, with my budget this week, I didn't have enough money to fund my sinking fund, so that is going to be something I do for next week's paycheck. All right, so let's move on down to my investing. And as you can see, $10 was taken out of my account and put into my online savings account. So we were right on track with that. All right, and then finally, let's move down to my total income. As you can see, I was originally budgeting to have approximately $190 left at the end of this week to roll over into next week. But because of the extra money that I made with my full-time job and then not spending the total amount in my cash envelopes, I was actually able to roll over $378.85. So yay, that's great. All right. So that $378.85 is going to be rolled over into next week's paycheck budget, which you will see in a different video. All right, everyone. So that was my weekly check-in for my paycheck. I hope you enjoyed these types of videos. I think these are probably the most important because, as I said, you need to hold yourself accountable when it comes to budgeting, because it's all well and good if you put things down on paper, but if you don't follow them, you won't achieve your goals, which is becoming debt-free. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and until next time, have a musical day.